What are fiscal policies? Fiscal policy is how a government uses money to help the economy. It is about spending and taxes. Golden Retriever says these tools are big and tiny at the same time. They can change how many apples people have and how fast prices grow. Golden Retriever says the goal is simple. Keep jobs, keep prices steady, keep people fed with apples. Golden Retriever adds that spending means the government buys things or gives money to people. Golden Retriever adds that taxes mean people give some of their own apples to the government. Golden Retriever explains that sometimes the government spends more than it has. Golden Retriever calls that a deficit. Sometimes it saves and spends less. Golden Retriever calls that a surplus. Golden Retriever says roads, schools, and farms get funded. Golden Retriever says transfer payments help families when times are hard. Golden Retriever says these moves can help during a recession or during a boom. Golden Retriever makes a silly rhyme. Boom and gloom, spoon and tune. Golden Retriever giggles at the silliness, then returns. People notice one big thing. Policy moves take time. Golden Retriever says apples must travel from pockets to programs. Golden Retriever says the math is funny. More apples spent means more apples in the economy, but too many apples can make prices rise. Golden Retriever says the balance is tricky. Golden Retriever mentions that politicians, economists, and bankers all watch the same apple orchard. Golden Retriever barks, subscribe, and comment. Golden Retriever loves funny apples and smart plans. Golden Retriever says your voice matters and treats may follow. How do fiscal policies work? Golden Retriever explains that fiscal policy works through two big tools: government spending and taxes. Golden Retriever says spending means buying things like roads, schools, and weatherproof doghouses. Golden Retriever says taxes take some of the apples from people's baskets and drop them into the big apple pot. Golden Retriever insists these actions aim to influence demand, jobs, and prices. Golden Retriever says there are automatic tools too. Golden Retriever calls those stabilizers, like unemployment benefits that kick in when people lose jobs. Golden Retriever says the government can also choose to spend more or tax less in a planned way. Golden Retriever says that is discretionary spending. Golden Retriever adds that deficits happen when spending is higher than revenue. Golden Retriever shows a silly chart with 5 lines and 10 squeaky toys. Golden Retriever reminds that policy families must balance. Golden Retriever says too many apples spent quickly can raise prices. Golden Retriever says too few apples spent can slow the economy. Golden Retriever shoes squeak as it runs toward a pretend calculator. Golden Retriever forgets the math, then remembers apples again. Golden Retriever says timing is tricky. Results can take months or years to show. Golden Retriever dreams of giant rewards. More roads, clean air, a busy bakery. Golden Retriever tells a joke about a speech bubble that says, "Eat a policy, chew a plan." Golden Retriever pauses for a nap, then resumes. Golden Retriever asks viewers to imagine a governor as a big friendly dog with a clipboard. If you like this, subscribe and share thoughts in the comments. Golden Retriever loves warm vibes and big questions. Tell us a topic you want next, like trade or budgets or tomato taxes. Golden Retriever is listening, tail still wagging, eyes bright. Thanks for sticking with the goofy policy party. Getting a policy starts with noticing signs. Golden Retriever says leaders look at numbers like unemployment, inflation, and growth. Golden Retriever calls these the health checks of the economy. Golden Retriever says a strong job market means more apples for people. Golden Retriever says rising prices mean the opposite, and the dog nose twitches. Golden Retriever explains a policy is chosen when the health checks show a need. Golden Retriever says a policy can be spending more, cutting taxes, or giving support to families. Golden Retriever adds that decisions matter for families who bake pies and pay bills. Golden Retriever reminds that numbers are not magic. Golden Retriever says they are clues, like bones left by a squirrel, pointing to where to dig. Golden Retriever uses a simple example of apples. 100 apples in a basket, 20 apples saved, 80 apples spent. Golden Retriever notes how that changes demand and fares for markets. Golden Retriever shows another easy example. If 50 apples go to roads and 30 apples go to schools, 20 apples stay for emergencies. Golden Retriever wags tail at a silly picture of apples multiplying. Golden Retriever says indicators are noisy. Golden Retriever says they bounce like a ball on a windy day. Golden Retriever says sometimes a plan looks good on paper and feels odd in real life. Golden Retriever sighs, then smiles. Golden Retriever says the important thing is to listen to people, not just numbers. Golden Retriever asks viewers to comment with topics they want explained. Golden Retriever loves requests, especially if they include apples or funny graphs. Golden Retriever invites you to share a story about a policy that helped your town. Golden Retriever is ready to learn from you, with ears up and tail high. Costs in fiscal policy include things like building roads, paying teachers, and funding healthcare. Golden Retriever says these costs are real, like a big bag of apples. Golden Retriever warns that paying for more programs can mean borrowing. Golden Retriever calls borrowing a new basket of apples that must be paid back. Golden Retriever shows a silly image of a dragon counting apples. Golden Retriever explains deficits happen when spending is higher than revenue. Golden Retriever says deficits can be useful in a recession. Golden Retriever says deficits can be risky if they stay too long. Golden Retriever says debt is the total amount borrowed over time. Golden Retriever adds debt grows with interest, like a magic spell that never ends. Golden Retriever demonstrates with a comic slice. 100 apples, plus interest, making a mountain of apples. Golden Retriever notes that interest can be big. Golden Retriever explains that high debt can crowd out private spending. Golden Retriever says this can slow down family plans, like buying toys or a bigger dog bed. Golden Retriever emphasizes the need to balance. Spend enough to help, but not too much to scare the apples away. Golden Retriever dances with a bunch of balloons shaped like coins, then pops one and giggles. Golden Retriever mentions fees and penalties in the policy world. Golden Retriever points out some policies have hidden costs. Golden Retriever warns about long-term paybacks and the risk of being stuck with high payments. Golden Retriever says transparency matters. Golden Retriever keeps a steady pace, then trips over a pretend pencil and recovers with a shake. Golden Retriever asks viewers to stay curious about costs. Golden Retriever asks for comments about what loans or debts worry you most. Golden Retriever wants to hear about your town's budget, your school, or your dog park. Golden Retriever smiles and wags.